Well, the other day was too cold for a drink. Today is too hot for coffee. So I'm having a drink. And I got some news about what's going on with the truck and other things. So, yeah, today, let me show you. Today is nice and sunny, very nippy. Sun's out. It's already midday or so. And I did some errands. And I'm going to sit down and smoke a cigar because I got some things to tell you. Oh, this is a light drink. Very light. It's not even, it's more soda than anything. So let me tell you what's going on. Let me put this here. I called the shop and I'm calling the guy, you know, and he doesn't answer. I'm calling and calling, and he doesn't answer. And then I said, well, let me go to the shop. Well, it turns out that the guy got deported to his country of origin. I thought he was Mexican. He's not. They sent him to Central America. So when I went there, they told me what happened. And I said, well, we got to continue with the engine, right? So the father, that he's part owner of the business, he's going to continue. He said he's going to buy it ahead because they did a test. They did a pressure test and they found no cracks or nothing, but they put it on the computer and the computer said there was the head on the right side of the engine. And I said, well, how can that be if there's nothing wrong with the head? How can the computer tell you? And he said, well, we don't know, but to be on the safe side, we're going to put a new head. We'll buy it and we'll put it in. So, okay. So they're working on that. So in the meantime, I've been working on the boat. I already installed the filters and everything. But I found an issue that it could be very expensive if I'm going to try to do something first. I found out that the tank on the starboard side, it's got a leak. So what I did is I pumped everything out. And I don't understand how can I have a leak because I had 33 gallons inside the tank. I pumped it out to the other tank. So now the tank is dry. I left the sender. I took out the sender unit out. And then I went and bought let it dry, completely dry. It's been open for more than 3 weeks. And I went and bought this camera to look into engine parts and stuff. I forgot that. It's called Vivor, something like that. I already took it to the boat, and I put it through the sender unit hole, and I'm looking around. And it's kind of, you know, I've never used this, so it's kind of hard to manipulate because it has a wheel. You turn it, and the thing turns this one that way. So I looked at the walls. I still got to do another thorough inspection, but I came up with an idea. I'm going to put it on a stick, zip tie it, so the thing is not kind of dangling around it. So I'm gonna move the stick with affirmative direction. I know where I'm pointing at, up and down, right? So I can get a better look. But when I did look in there, I found some residue at the end of the tank, and luckily it's pretty close to the sender unit. It's not at the other end. And apparently there's a leak at the bottom. There are two spots that they look caramelized. They're the size of a dime around there. One is the size of a bean. The other one is the size of a dime. I mean, there's no way for me to measure. I'm just looking through the little camera, little screen. So it looks like they're about that size, maybe a little smaller. So I said, well, there's a leak in the tank. Okay. And it has to be there because when it leaked, the paint peeled from that spot all the way down. So it poured down towards the back. And I already had cleaned out the bilge and pumped out the stuff, then dumped it and, did the whole thing. And then I had my guy come over and we put soap and we washed it. So it's the bottom is spotless. I already bought bilge paint so we can repaint it. But before I do that, I got to do the repair. And luckily, it's close enough to the hole that maybe I can do what I'm planning on doing. So I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to take a second look, a closer look. And this camera is new. I know I can take pictures and film, but I didn't even bother to read the book. I just went in there and put it in. So I'm going to practice with it to see if I can take pictures and video. And then I can look at it in the computer, or I got a tablet at the boat. Maybe I can look at it there. But the plan is that this residue that it looks like it's dried up calcium. Remember that the fuel has the lithium. Lithium brings in water, and probably it's water accumulation there at one point, and then it dried out, and it became this magnesium film, brittle kind of thing. So my plan is that I got a small spatula that I can fit through the hole, and I got another one here. I might take that one too because I'm gonna be doing this in this type of order. First, I'm gonna scrape with a spatula. I already got a dowel stick, and I'm gonna get in there and zip tie it, tape it, zip tie it, and then put the camera on the stick and zip tie the camera so I'm seeing what I'm doing, right? So I'm gonna go and scrape as better as much as I can. Then pull it out. I have another stick ready. I got 4 sticks. I got another stick ready with a little scraper that I've had for years. It's hardened steel. And I'm gonna go and scrape this way, right? And I'm gonna go towards the 2 little spots there and scrape it best I can. Then I'm going to adapt a hose to my vacuum. So I'm going to adapt a piece of garden hose that I have here, tape that to my vacuum hose, connect it to another stick, zip tie it, and put it in there and vacuum all that loose stuff up. Vacuum pretty well. Take that out. Then I'm going to go in with a wire brush. I got a short brush this long and this wide, and I'm just going to like a toothbrush. I'm going to go and just scrape it the best I can. And, and these are my MacGyvers. This is the stuff I come up with, because if I have to remove that tank, it's going to be expensive. I have to. The tank is what is it? 6.5 feet long. The opening is 5 feet, and it's going to be hard to. I have to remove half you have to remove the head, the exhaust manifold, possibly the fuel filter, and then disconnect the tank from the hose. Push it. I got about that much room in the back. Maybe push it. Maybe a little more. It's about that. Push it back. I have to measure, see how much, and then lift it, and then slide it out, and then take it to a shop so they can weld it. But before that's going to happen. If I'm going to do that, which I'm trying to prevent it, then I got to find a way to attach it to the stick, which is about this width, somehow that it could do this, right? It could swivel, because I'm going to be doing this. If I do it stiff, it's going to be hard to. So I have to do this and sand the bottom with sandpaper. I'm going to glue the sandpaper to the wood, but I got to find a way to connect it with a nail. I got to put a piece up here, maybe staple it, and then put a nail through it, and then I have a way of, like a shoe, and just kind of do that with the other stick. And then once that's done, this is going to be a process. It's going to take days. Then one that's done, I already bought the epoxy. It hasn't arrived, but I bought this epoxy mix from JB that has a piece of fiberglass to repair tanks. It's particularly, this glue is particularly made, specially made to repair gas tanks. So once that's done, I'm going to mix this, in this whole vacuum clean. Oh, and then when I'm finished with that, I'm jumping the gun. I got to get a piece of shop paper, glue, tape it to the stick, and dunk it in some sort of a paint cleaner. Put it in there and slush it around, and roll it and make sure it picks up all the little things, the little shit, the little stuff that the vacuum didn't pick up. And then take that out and let that dry. And then the next time I go, then I'm going to put this on a stick. I have another one already in the car. This is a powder measure. And then I'm going to pour the epoxy material into this. I'm going to, dunk it in there real quick. Put it at the end, go with the camera. Remember, the camera is going to be attached. It's going to be like this. And the camera is going to be roughly here, so I can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to go in, dip it, go get some more, bring it in, dip it, right? Make sure it's spread. Then I come in with another stick with either the spatula. I could put the spatula, say, sideways. So then I can go back and forth like that over the holes. And then get another stick, get a piece of that fiberglass, and kind of drag it, catch it at the bottom, drag it in and roll it over the patch, and then tap it so the liquid starts, so the fiberglass starts absorbing the fluid. And then come in with another spoon, pour some more over it, and pour some more until it's all done, and then smear it and spread it out with a spatula. So there's going to be a process. First, there's going to be several tries of cleaning and sanding and everything. And then the final touch is going to be that. I'm going to put in the material. So I got to put something on a stick, maybe a nail, so I can catch the material, hook it, and just drop it over the area, situate it, because it might go lopsided or whatever. Situate it, flatten it out, tap it, etc. So I'm going to put like a little screw going down so I can just catch the material and drag it over, and then turn the stick and then and tap it so the material is absorbing, the glue. And then let it sit. That liquid is supposed to dry in 5 minutes and it's supposed to cure in 4. I'm going to give it 24 hours before I put any gas in there. And then I got to put in gas slowly and see if that's gonna do it. If not, then that tank eventually has to come out, but I don't need to because I got another tank. I got a spare tank that I can run the engine, go fishing, go anywhere. So that I don't have to make the expense of repairing that tank if I had to take it out and weld it, Actually, that repair that I'm going to do on the inside, I can do on the outside. But the tank right now is attached with fiberglass to the hull, and I don't want to cut it because someone might say, why don't you lift it and patch it underneath? You can do that with your hands. It's not that easy to get under there. Not easy. And you got to cut the fiberglass, and then you have to redo that. And it's not easy getting there. The engine is pretty tight against the tank, so there's not that much room. Maybe that much, So that's what's going on. So I'm all packed in the car. I was going to go today, but today it's Friday and it gets, the traffic is really bad on Friday. I'm going to go tomorrow, Saturday, spend a day there and do the preliminary cleaning. I'm going to video. I'm going to learn how to use the camera the best way. take pictures, and then I can download it to a fob. Then I can examine it at home and stuff it up. I gotta start with that. I gotta do that, and then I gotta do the cleaning, the scraping, the sanding, everything. So, boy, this cigar is hard as a rock. I threw away the sponge that I had. It was really ugly, old. So I gotta put a new sponge. This thing got dry pretty quick. Now, the other day, I went to get some gas, and I was surprised to see that the gas was really cheap. So I went and filled up everything. Another thing I gotta do is the Blazer. I gotta finish with that Blazer so I can sell it. I'm not driving it around. It's just sitting there. And let's see what kind of offer I'm gonna get. I gotta take it to the shop so they can do the clear peeling everywhere. Just do that, sand it, and put a clear on it, or buff the paint and then clear it. I don't know exactly how the procedure is. Get that and get the lights. He says he can work on the dash lights because they stopped working. Only one bolt or one bulb or maybe two are working. Everything else is off, and I don't want to sell it like that. I want to, I want everything to work. And then the gas needle is not moving. I put about 7 gallons the other day, so I think that the sender unit, it might be stuck or need to be replaced. I mean, you have to drop the tank. There's another expenditure there. But I have to finish it so I can sell it. And then once I get the white truck or the camper back, I can go and do a little pig hunting. I've been wanting to do that. But there's always something. Boy, this cigar is hard. It's not flowing too well. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna let you go and enjoy my cigar. What my stick thing is hard as a rock. I'm gonna have to cut it and put it away and let it come back. I have to put it in my tube with water and maybe it'll come back. I'm not gonna smoke it. I'm gonna wait until this thing dies. All right, guys, that's all I got for now. I'll see you on the next one.